Hi, welcome back. Okay, so now we're going to build these clumps of grass here, and I'm going to show you how to do that now. First of all, I'm going to hide all of these away. Just so that the hide selected, just so they're not in the way. So we've just got these. Okay, the first thing to do with these is let's just move these over here a bit. That's the four we just did before. I've still got just the one set of colour on them, so you don't. You can add more different variations in the color if you want to, but we need to just smooth the groups on them. Edit poly, click on polygon, select them all, come down to your, make this about 75 ish and auto smooth. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's quite nice and sharp. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so this is how we make blades of grass. So select one, just pull it aside. Oops, not while polygon is selected. So deselect polygons. Select one of the blades, just pull it to the side. And now go to FFD, 4x4x4, click that, so you've encompassed one. Click on your little arrow over here, where it says FF 4x4x4, FFD, and select control points. Now we're going to pull them around. And now just pull your grass around until you're happy with the shape of it, basically. You can scale it, you can twist it, you can do whatever you want with it, to be quite honest. Let's just narrow that up a bit. Let's pull the top like this. Let's just twist the top around like that. And then collapse the stack on that. There's your first blade, but now you want to turn on use NURBS subdivision, and that smooths it right out. There's your first blade of grass. Okay, you can get your next one, but this time you're going to run out if you don't just shift and copy like so. Okay, maybe you want to make it a bit shorter this time before you start, perhaps. Entirely up to you. FF4, FFD, sorry, control points, twist it, bend it, do what you want with it. So let's just narrow that up the top some more. Pull it down. You can really pull it down and bend it quite a lot. Okay, that's a good blade of grass. Collapse all, yeah. Click on use norm. There we go, it's our second blade of grass. Just position it, and you can pull it away because you want some shadowing and you don't want it to cross over too much. You can get the first one you did, sort of pull that, twist it around so it looks like a different blade. Take it back in, sort of position it, maybe shrink it down a little bit. There we go. Just move them over. Let's get the next blade. Now get an FFD on it. Choose control points. Bend it, twist it, shake it. Okay, bend it like that. A really wobbly piece of grass. You can maybe bring this down here, shrink it down a bit, take the top over some more so you got a bit of a kink in halfway out, pull that up a bit. That's cool. So collapse that, use the down here where it says use NAMS subdivision, tick that box, and there's another piece of grass. You can turn that, move it out a bit more, and that's how you build up your grass. Just keep doing that until you've got some decent clumps. Some decent clumps of grass. Make sure they stay fairly level on the down here on the bottom. Oh, looks like it's moved down. There you go. Okay, so when you've got enough, just, select them all and copy them. Okay, and just rotate them all around 180 like that, and just move them and just go in and just move them about, twist them around, so they don't all look the same and a bit repetitive. You don't want something that's really obviously going to stand out, because this grass is going to appear, thousands of times all over the floor in your scene, so hundreds of times at least. So if you've got one that's really odd looking, and just make sure they're all fairly consistent, and yeah, just keep doing that. So that's how you build up the grass clumps. Keep them fairly close together, I would. The actual blades of grass, don't leave them too far apart, because you want it to cover a fairly good sort of space. So keep doing that, build up your clump as big as you want it, and then pause here, keep building, and then come back, then unpause once you've built your clump of grass. Make it probably twice that big, so you want it out here, and then come back. Okay, when you've done that, you should have something that's roughly this big, something like that, which is perfect. Choose your grass color. Maybe you want to mix it up a little bit, have some different colors inside your clump, not just the one band. So mix up your colors. Once you've got your grass clump organized and laid out how you want it, just select all of these, select the whole lot, go to hide unselected, so you got rid of all those. Okay, so you want to select that and go to modify. You want to come down to here, go to attach. Actually, you can do it up here, attach from list. We know that these are the only things that are visible, so we can just select all of those like that and just attach, and that becomes one object. So that is how you make a clump of grass. Now let's just move this out of the way because I'm going to unhide everything now. Unhide all. Okay, you can see mine here. So there's your grass. You want to make some different types of clumps. So using the same technique as I just showed you, go and make some short. I've made here, you can see I've made a long one, a medium length one, a short one, a short dry dead grass, and a long, you can't really see it, let me just hide this, hide, select it there, a long dry sort of clump, and a bit of a mixture of grass. I forget what this is called, this type of grass, but this type of grass with some green leaves in amongst it. That should look pretty cool, I think, once I've laid that down. So you go and do the same. Pause this video, go and make some clumps like this using this technique I just showed you here as a small challenge. And when you come back, we'll make some leaves very, very, very quickly. Very easy to do that. So go and do that now and come right back, and I'll wait here. Okay, so now just to show you how to make a leaf like this very quickly. So get one of your blades of grass, move it over here so you can see. Yeah, move it into position. So we just want to put an FFD on that. Scale it out like so. Scale it down so you get it to roughly the right size. Control points, we can do this really quickly, I'm sure. Just pull it in like that. Okay, collapse all, yes. Okay, use NURMS subdivision like that, and there it is, nearly. It's very close already. Okay, so select, go to verts, select verts, we want to change so switch soft selection on, make sure it's not some ridiculous number like that, just give it and just push it so you got that groove there. Okay, so you want to unselect the edges. Okay, try that again. Like this. Yep. Get a nice shape on it. Turn off soft selection. Turn off vertex like that. Select front view. And just make sure you got the UV map, view align and fit, so you can get it on there. Collapse all, yes. Use NURMS subdivision. There we go. It's looking more like it. Scroll it, get it up into position next to this one. You can see how I shape it. Another FFD. Select control points, and now you can just shape this into a leaf like this, and there it is. That's how easy it is to make a leaf from a blade of grass. So make your leaves like that, and when you've done your leaves, lay out all of your pieces like this, and then when you've done that, come back, pause the video, come back, and I'll show you how to set it up so we can render it all out. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully you've got a nice layout like this now. Hide all of those, don't need those, just hide them all away. Hide selected. Okay, now we need to create a square plane. I've already got this. Let me see. That one, right, and it's got to be square, literally dead square. Got a wireframe override, It's got to be exactly square, and don't have any divisions, so it's just one polygon. Make sure you position it behind your vegetation like this. So make sure it's far enough away so you're not touching anything, nothing's going through it. And click on the front view like this and just line it up, position it correctly so that everything's inside the white box. And you can scale this up, you can scale the white box, not a problem. Just make sure everything fits inside that square nice and neatly, and lay it out however you want. Now I'm saving some space here because I'm thinking later on we're going to do some flowers, so I might come back and render some flowers out that we can put in our forest as well down here. Some petals and various things. But I think that should give us a nice variety of grass there, which is cool. So now this plane, call it plane up here, P-L-A-N-E, like that. You can move it over to the right side of the screen now. Click, press 0 for render to texture. Now, I've already done this once, so I'm just going to go through each element for you. First thing to do, where it says projection mapping, make sure this is enabled, it's ticked. That's the first thing. Come along, go to options, like click that, so you get this little box here, pop up. Where it says ray mist color, you want to change the color so click on the color box. Yours is probably red, I'm guessing, but just click that. Get your little dropper here and pick a green out of here, any of the green, like so, and just adjust it so that it's a nice green, because what's going to happen is the ray is going to go across here and it's going to render this to a plane. It's going to render all this grass onto a flat plane, and where there isn't grass it's going to put this color. So you want it roughly the same color, so if we get any bleed you can't really see it. So make it that color, click OK. Now go up here and click on global super, click on setup, and you want, where is it, right, global super sampling. Just tick, make sure that is ticked like that, because what that's going to do is give us some really nice anti-aliasing on the render. So make sure that's ticked. I think that's all we need down here. Everything else should be fine, so cross that off. Down here, normal map space, you can change the orientation of it. Red, left, left, right, green, up. I'm just going to leave it as it is, it's fine, but you can do that if you want to. So that's all okay. So here, click on pick like this, and we want to render all of these. I named my leaves. I've got 6 leaves there, and you can see I've got 6 leaves, and then I just named all of my grass chunks relevant names. So just select all of those, hold down shift and select them all, and then click down here, click add, and they'll all get added into this render. So if we come down, okay, now I'm going to delete these, so we start from scratch. Right, now click on add. Now these are the files that we're going to render out, so we click on add, and we're going to we'll render out our normal map anyway. Now click on add again, and we're going to render our diffuse map, and click add, and we're going to render our alpha map like so. We need to change the size of this 256 is way small. 2048 we want on each one of those, so click each one. 2048, 2048, 2048, and we need to change. I think we can leave the names for now because we can always rename normal, diffuse. Yeah, we can always rename them once it's rendered out. So just set up for each one. You need to set up the directory it's going into. In meshes, I've created another one called vegetation down here, and inside that I've created a folder called textures. So just select that folder. If you haven't got it, just make them, and then click save, and select 32-bit. Click OK, and do the same for each one of these. And make sure down here you'll save as type is TGA. Click save like that, and make sure it's 32-bit. Okay, right, so that's all those set up. Select, yep, that's fine. We've got our resolution sorted, which is good. Right down the bottom here where it says render to files only, make sure that's ticked like that. And I think that's all we need to do. Just click render. It should render them. Yeah, I've already done this once, so you can see it's rendering again, and you can see I've chosen a darker color for the background this time, but that's fine. That's cool. Just let that render. Boom, and there we go. And it should have put those 3 files in the folders we specified. And here is the folder here. This is our alpha, our diffuse, and our normal. We only really need the diffuse, to be honest. What you need to do is just check that it's got your alpha on it. So let's load up Krita, load in our diffuse map, and there it is. It's got our alpha baked into it, look, which is really nice. And that's it. That's how you render out grass. We should have our normal map too. Let's have a look at our normal map. There's our normal map. It's got alpha, and we don't need the alpha for the normal map, so you can remove that. That's how you render out grass. In the next video, we're going to bring in the grass we just rendered, apply it to a plane, and then we're going to cut it out, cut the pieces out, and create low poly grass models that we can put all over the ground. And that's it for now, so I'll see you in the next lecture.